Welcome to the podcast. It's Mr. Ish. We're here at Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club, Kildare Clubhouse, Summer Camp, week number 2. The girls are electric. Something happened in that other room, and I don't know. It's gonna reflect on these two podcasts. It's gonna be strange, but we're gonna get on some hopefully on some good topic. Let's introduce ourselves from my left to my right, and just let us know your name.
What's up, guys? It's Miss Ellie.
Miss Ellie, she's here. Oh, yeah, she needs an applause. I think she wanted applause. She was waiting for it. Next, what you got?
My name is Layla.
That's it? Just regular Layla? All right, go.
My name is Jasmine.
All right, Jasmine. All right, guys, you're electric today, so tell me what you want to talk about.
Y'all want to go? Y'all want me to start it up?
You start.
All right. So basically, what my group of girls want to talk about is parenting and
Okay.
their perspective on it.
All right, so they're not parents, so they don't
Yeah,
have
their
perspective.
perspective. So they're saying
Sit
this
back and relax.
from daughter perspective.
Okay, from daughters.
Me personally, after like hearing like the first group and their perspective on parents, one thing I could say as someone who was once 12 and now as a 20-year-old, when you get to that age, your perspective is going to change completely, and you're going to be so thankful for your parents being how they were with you, because I feel like parents that are on you just show that they care, and it reflects when you get older and you see like how your life path went in comparison to others who had parents that weren't really on them at all.
That's true.
Because like
Be-
I grew up with strict parents.
You could believe that because sometimes you may be like, but Ma, why have to go upstairs at 9 o'clock and this is the night? You be like, nope, that's it. You're going upstairs at 9 o'clock. And there's other parents that be like, their kids be playing outside till 11, 12 o'clock, and they're only 7 years old. I'm like, I don't understand how that kid could be outside in the street at that time. And unfortunately, usually when it gets later and later, the chances of something bad happening get greater and greater.
Of course.
So that's, you may be like, oh my God, I can't believe that my friend, God forbid something happens to her, because she's still out in the street at 12 o'clock at night. So, bullets have no names, as they say. So you never know in these neighborhoods that we live in. Because, if we live in the Bronx, we live in Manhattan, we live in Queens, Brooklyn, there's a lot of violence these days out there. So I understand what you mean by strict. I'm going to be extremely strict with my girls. I give them whatever they want, but I have to. I feel like, you know what it is? It's easier to be strict and then give a little than to not be strict and try to be strict.
Yeah.
You understand? Like if I start off this way, but then I'd be like, you know what? Okay, you could wear lip gloss.
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, okay, daddy. But if I be like, yo, just wear whatever you want, and then once she's 14, I'll be like, yo, you can't wear makeup. She'd be
It's
like, nah, my
harder,
man,
yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
It's harder for sure.
So
And then like
that's,
with the phone
different.
situation, I promise you, if they were in my predicament, they would have went insane. I did not have my first phone till I was 17 years old. I went throughout all of middle school and all of high school with no
Basically,
phone.
she was a junior.
Yeah, and the
junior high
reason
school.
why was because my mother felt like the phones were such a bad influence with social media. You had, there's a lot of dangerous things on social media, especially for, young females. Then there's this perspective that's portrayed on social medias with the girls that do have the freedom.
Exactly.
So she just wanted me to like, and also with like my sibling, like sometimes, I don't know if your daughters do this, but like when me and my sisters finally got phones, we stopped interacting with each other because we were always on
Always
our
on the phone.
phones. To the point where my mom was like, okay, you guys have curfew on your phone till like 9 o'clock at night. And after that, interact with one another.
Yeah, because once you have that device in front of you, I mean, my daughters do it sometimes with the iPads, but because they have two different types of friends, like Liana's a little older, she's 10, so she has friends that are 10 years old, and then Isabella has, Roblox friends, friends that she, that are younger than her. So they don't really interact well. Liana's talking about, things she wants to do and makeup and stuff, and Isabella's talking about coloring books. So it's two different types of age group. When they together, they play dolls and all that stuff. But I can see what you mean when once the device gets in front of them, they just stop interacting.
Yeah, what about y'all? What y'all think about y'all
mean,
parents?
Especially Dominican parents.
Yeah, you don't even have to put a DR in front of it. You put Puerto Rican, Dominican. It's just Spanish parents are just gonna be strict.
Yeah.
And when I was growing up, I basically lived with a phone. Like, I had a phone since I was like 4.
Since you were like 4 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. My little sister's like that. She was on a podcast earlier, Kimberly.
Mm.
She's like, it's insane ish. Like, she's been playing Roblox since she was like 4.
I recently, because I wanted to, my daughter's friend got a phone, and then my daughter was like, I need a phone, I need a phone. So I got her Obama phone. I went there with it. She was like, this is not an iPhone. I said, who said I was buying you an iPhone? It's an Obama phone, so you could call her, but you can't FaceTime her because they don't have the same phone. So she was like, I'm not using this. So she doesn't use it. She doesn't use it at all. But I was thinking about getting a phone, and then I started thinking about, like stuff that we could do on the phone, parental like controls.
Yeah.
And when I call the people at T-Mobile, there's not a lot that you could do once you hand this device to these kids. There's not a lot that you could do. Believe me, I gave them 55 different scenarios. I was on the phone for 2.5 hours, and I already was convinced not to get her the phone. But I was just like, what about if this happens? She was like, if you can't grab the device and your daughter doesn't change, and the daughter changes the password, there's absolutely nothing we can do.
Yeah.
So if I send you a picture, and you don't open it for your mother will never know, and I can never get that picture. You don't. So it's like just that simple, just a picture.
Yeah. for
So
sure.
so with that being said, I asked them. I was like, is there a phone that's not an iPhone that I could still, you know, give to a teenager or a tween and have control over it? And she was like, no. What you will have to do is get her a phone, clone the phone. Like, that means they want you to buy a second phone and clone it so that you get every message that you get. So I'll technically have to walk with my phone and a make believe and another phone of her phone.
Yeah, that's
So there's nothing I could do. If you go in there and you change the iCloud password, I can't do nothing about it. If you go in there and change the password to anything, the FaceTime, I can't do nothing about it. If you don't use the FaceTime, you don't have dads will be like, open that with your face. If you don't do that and you only use a code and you don't give me that code, I can do nothing about it. Besides break the phone, obviously, and cancel the line. But the information that's in there, I can never retrieve it.
Oh man, don't mention breaking in phones. You're giving me
I
PTSD.
can never retrieve the information. So if my daughter's having a text with somebody that I think is inappropriate, and she says no daddy, no daddy, and she tells me that, I have to believe it because I can't get into her phone. It's real weird. So I'm so anti-phone. I'm anti-phone right
So
now.
But like,
considering, oh, you can go.
but like you could delete it. Like tell her to give you your phone.
Well, you know
Yeah, you
that
could just take the phone away.
But kids are still.
I
gonna do
understand
things
that,
behind
but
their
look,
parents'
I could
back.
get into her account right now. Even my wife's account, I could get into her account, but it's still not gonna tell me her text.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. It'll tell me a number text her, but it's not gonna give me the text. So what about if that text says, "Oh, meet me outside at 1 o'clock," or something like that? I can never see that. I can just see that someone texted her.
You can ask her to look at her phone.
Yeah, well, that's me. That's me saying, "Could I see your phone?" Whatever. What about if she says no because she knows that something's bad on there?
But you're her dad.
I understand that, but I'm telling you, there's some kids that are stubborn, and they will be like, you know what? I'd rather never show him and either crack the phone, break it, and I can never retrieve that information.
And not even that. Sometimes when you raise your kids strict, you really are raising sneaky kids
Yeah.
because they have to figure out a
They have
way
to
around
figure
it.
it out. Oh, yeah.
Like that was me. You know how I just said I wasn't allowed to have a phone till I was 17. When I was my freshman year of high school, I had got a phone behind my mom's back. Had it for 6 months hidden. She found it. I was not opening that phone even if my life depended on it. She
See?
just ended up putting it on the blender.
That's it.
No,
I mean, if I had something bad on there and I got caught, and they'd be like, "Open that phone for me," you'd be like, "You might as well crack that phone because this is
Literally.
it's never gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's never ever gonna happen."
So,
So as a parent, it's difficult for me to give my daughters a phone.
but do you feel like with Leanna's age, she's at the age where she necessarily needs one?
No. As if I'm dropping you off in school, I'm picking you up from school, you basically with us all the time. Maybe one time when I walk the dog or something that she's upstairs for 10 minutes, she don't need a phone. And when she's upstairs, she got an iPad, so she could call us on the iPad in case of emergency. I don't think she needs a phone. Now, if you're traveling to school and you're 14 years old and your school, you have to take the bus and stuff like that, I understand that. You should have a phone because of the sense that, you could call somebody in case of emergency. But even with that, even with my son had a phone. He could only use the phone when I used to drop him off at school. But when he got out of school, right before he walked out, he'll call me from the hallway, be like, "Dad, I'm leaving the building now." Okay, so now I know in my mind at 2:35 he left the building or whatever time it was. He has about an hour to get home, and even with that, my stepfather still went to go pick him up. So he didn't use his phone, but he didn't use his phone also because some kids are not street smart. And as smart as you think you are, some kids are not street smart. And I could give you a perfect example. My son is walking with his friends. Somebody comes by and say, "Yo, what's the time?" Took out your iPhone to check the time. That's exactly what he wanted to do. The guy knows that you don't have a watch. So the guy wanted to see what kind of phone you were taking out. As soon as you put it in your hand, he snatched it and kept it moving. So, at that case, you have to be street smart. What time is it? You just got out of school. I think it's about 3 o'clock. And keep it moving. Oh no, but I asked you what's the time right now. It's about 3 o'clock, bro. But the thing is that he wanted it to get out of your pocket or wherever you had it so you could have it here so it's easier for him to grab it and leave. So, that's what I call street smart. You have to know these things. And even as an adult, it's the same thing. You guys are out here, you're on your phone walking and all that. It's scary stuff, but people will do that. What's one of those DS, the Nintendo DS or something?
Oh, those are, they don't know about those.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like more my generation.
well, it was like a little game system. My son used to always get it when my mom's picked him up, she used to give it to him so he could, play on the way home. He's in the corner with the crossing guard here, my mother, my sister, and somebody else, and he's playing the game. As soon as that light changed, another kid came, ran, grabbed it, and just kept it moving. My mother calls me all nervous. Oh my God, they took it. I'm like, is everybody all right? She was like, yeah. I said, I'll go across the street and buy him another one. It's $80, another $25 for the cartridge. Yes, it's money that I didn't want to spend, but you safe, he's safe, I'm good. I'll buy him another one.
Yeah.
But it's safety too. These phones are $1,000
Another
easily. Because no one wants nothing less than an iPhone.
Another thing,
So-
people want iPhone, but then their parents can't get it, so they get them whatever they want. So, for example, they get them a Samsung.
Yeah. And believe me, if I got a Samsung for my daughter, she wouldn't want it.
Yeah, that was
They're
my
picky.
sister. She wouldn't at all. She'd rather just not have a phone.
Yeah, we're Apple people, so she's not gonna be like, I can't even send you a picture, Dad. Like, I can't FaceTime you. Like, they're not gonna do WhatsApp and none of that stuff.
So, are there any things that your parents do that you guys don't like that you guys are like, oh,
I mean,
Besides talk to you
yeah.
or make fun or make fun of you. Or not make fun of you, but like joke
feel
around.
Yeah.
like what's bothers me about my mom is that, like, sometimes when she's like at the school I used to go to, they wouldn't let me go in until this exact time, and then she would like be mad about it because like it was winter and stuff and it's getting cold, and they would like you could get sick and stuff, so she just keeps on calling them and stuff like let the kids go inside because they.
But it's the same thing here.
So, like, her, like, being in contact with your school was something that you didn't like?
No, she's like she'll make a big deal about it and stuff.
Oh.
Another thing.
But do you?
So, like,
like,
a
it's a-
helicopter parent.
Yeah, and then like she doesn't want like who's gonna stay with them? The parent has to go home and stuff. And then it was the same thing with my other school, but like the opposite. They wouldn't let us out at a certain time that we're supposed to. Nobody's gonna like. My mom has to go because she has to pick up my brother too, and he's in a different school, so she has to like wait there. And my brother's school, like, if you don't come in this certain time, then he's just gonna stay there in the school and stuff. And she has to do a lot of stuff just to pick him up. So she doesn't want to do all of that, so she would do the same thing, and it's just like, it's annoying.
But I could tell you from working in the school, it's like a bank. When you go to the bank and the bank opens at 9 o'clock, the bank opens at 9 o'clock, not 8:57 because your mother has to go somewhere. It's a time. People work there. There's employees there. There's people that have to be there in order for it to open. Over here, we have early drop off. That door is not opening if Brittany's not here or somebody, an adult is not here. Even if your mother has to go to work, oh well, because it's a safety thing. We just can't be, if it's raining, we'll let you in. But if it's cold, you knew it was going to be cold. Wear a coat, wear a hat. There's nothing we could do about that. At 7:30 is when the doors open.
I mean, like,
So
whatever, like, if it's cold, it's raining, whatever.
yeah, you just have to be prepared for it. If you're walking in the street, you have to be prepared for either or. So I get upset at parents that do that. That just like, oh, well, it's only 3 minutes. Okay, well, you go to work every day for 3 minutes early every day. You're not gonna get paid for those 3 minutes, right? So I need those 3 minutes. I need to use the bathroom. I need to set up the walkie-talkies. I need to make sure that something happens. Be patient. We're right there, and you'll wait 3 minutes, and I'll let your daughter in, and I'll be extra happy when she walks in. Welcome to Kiss Bay. Here you go. Have a great day. Bye, Ma.
Also, like, my mom is not really strict. Like, my parents are not really strict, but I don't know why. I just, like, assume the worst about them. Like, if I do something bad, I just get crazy, even though, like, they're not really that strict. It's, like, hard to explain.
Was the anticipation that you could get in trouble?
Yeah.
For me, when I had to do like chores or anything, and
Don't talk to her. Talk to me. Don't talk to her.
so like when I had to do my chores or anything, and she speaking to me twice, I get mad in my brain.
Annoyed.
You get annoyed.
Yeah. So would you guys, if you guys, when you guys were to be parents in the future, would you guys raise your kids the way your parents are with you?
I
A
mean,
little bit different.
if they were not listen, maybe.
It's so
I would
crazy.
try to understand my child more.
Yeah.
But, like, I understand because, like, she's all over the place because she has, well, at the time, she had, like, 2 jobs, and then my sister, and she was a single mom at the time, and it's just two of my siblings and stuff, so it's like, she was
She was
all over the
overloaded with
place.
stuff.
Yeah.
So I can't really, like, say anything.
Let me tell you, as a parent, I was a single parent for a while, and I had a boy, and he lived with me, and I still had to go to work. So I still need to get a babysitter. I still need to do doctor's appointments. I still needed to do, create memories with him. I still had to go home and cook dinner, laundry, all that. So I do respect single moms immensely because it feels like I was one of those for a while. Then when my wife, my wife now came into my life, it was much easier because I had another person that could help. So it's really difficult at times. But I have 2 jobs now, and I run home to make sure that I put my daughters to sleep. I make sure that we read a book. I make sure I ask them how it was their day, and then on weekends I'm just devoted to my kids. Like from the minute I wake up, it's like, okay, girls, what you want to do? What you want to do? Because I just want to have that, like you said, that relationship with them. I want to make sure that yes, I'm away a lot, but I wake them up every morning. I make breakfast for them. I make sure I put them to bed every day, and I make sure that whatever times on the weekends I can spend with them. So you could try.
I feel like a lot of parents, I feel like I would raise my kids the way my mother raised me. The only thing that I would change about it is I would be more understanding, because I feel like parents sometimes don't take into consideration what their kids go through and their children's perspective. For example, how they were saying, like, usually body shaming comes from family members.
Yes.
Like, I remember one time, this was when I was, a little bit more overweight. My grandmother, she seen me and she was like she called me a vaquita. That's like a cow. Like,
yeah.
Even though I know you're not saying it to purposely insult me, you don't know how I look at myself and how that would affect me. And it's like, it usually comes from inside the body shaming. So then it's like when you try to speak up about it, how Cayenne was saying, it's like, well, it's not that serious. Like, I feel like parents like to downplay their kids' feelings a lot.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that's definitely something that parents have to you have to build a relationship real early so that you could tell them how you feel right now and all that stuff. And those are conversations that really parents don't want to deal with. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, I got to get into this little girl's feelings and all this and that when I just want her to clean her room. So it's that I understand. It's kind of hard, especially since they're putting it out there a little more. Since they're putting it out there more and more. Oh, I forgot that this class finishes. So. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, at least we're talkative today. Let's hold on a second. Don't put the headphones down. Just say your goodbye, so then we could get out of here.
Bye.
Bye.
That was a weak bye. I don't like that bye. That bye was horrible.
How do you want to say bye?
Check. 1 2 1 2. Check.
All right, we're out of here. Thank you.